Durban, South Africa. I visited this city for the first time about 8 months ago. And based off what people have been telling me about the city prior to my visit, I didn't really know what to expect. But I ended up having an amazing time, so I just had to double back for another round. In this video, we're going to be checking out things to do in the city, such as attractions, their awesome nightlife, my accommodations, and more, so that you'll have an idea of things to do in the city in case you decide to visit. So sit back and relax as we explore Durban, South Africa. So for those that don't know, Durban is the third largest city in South Africa. It has a population of 3.7 million people and is located inside of the traditional region of KwaZulu-Natal, home of the Zulu tribe. When researching cities to visit in South Africa, places like Johannesburg and Cape Town dominate the internet. But I'm telling you right now, Durban is just as fun when you know what to do and where to go. And you know I got you. So, during my last trip to Durban, I didn't really get to experience or learn much about the Zulu culture. So one of the first places I visited during this trip was the Zulu Safari Park. Located about 35 minutes from the city center, Zulu Safari Park is an incredible place to explore Zulu culture and enjoy the beauty of nature. The cultural village they have on the property was definitely the highlight of my visit to the park, as you get to experience traditional Zulu life. The performers showed us some of their traditional dances and ceremonies, and also told some amazing stories, painting a clear picture of how certain things are done in their culture. The mountain views of the cultural village were absolutely breathtaking, with rolling hills stretching far and wide. Just look behind the performers. That background doesn't even look real. Afterward, I went on the safari offered by the park, where I saw animals like zebras and giraffes up close in their natural habitat. The guide made many stops along the way and shared interesting facts about the wildlife, which was pretty cool. After the safari, I had dinner on the property, which was pretty good. But what was even better were the views from the restaurant. Whether you're interested in culture, wildlife, or adventure, Zulu Safari Park has something for everybody, and I'd highly recommend. Good memories. Now you know I can't step foot in South Africa without checking out the nightlife. So, one of the first places I checked out was the restaurant and lounge Capello, located on the popular Florida Road. I've visited Capello chains in countries like Zambia, Lesotho, and Botswana, as well as in other South African cities like Johannesburg, but none of them had a vibe quite like the one in Durban. Like the Capellos I've visited in other cities, I just came here for dinner, so I was completely surprised when I saw how turned up everybody was. It was almost like a nightclub. Not to mention, the place was packed full of beautiful women. But the coolest part about my time here was when the DJ started playing traditional Zulu songs. Watching people up dancing and singing to them was very cool. Definitely glad I came here for dinner. After leaving Capello, I went to check out Club Envy. Now I probably had one too many drinks here, but regardless, I had a blast. The DJs played a majority of Amapiano, of course, and they also played a little bit of hip hop and R&B. The bottle service was excellent, the beers were inexpensive, and everybody I met this night was extremely friendly. It felt like I was only here for a few hours, but by the time I left, the sun was out. Definitely a wild night. Another night spot I visited over the weekend was Eden Champagne Garden. The night started off very chill and quiet, but once management started giving out free shots, it got pretty lit real fast. Now outside of all the free shots, they also had $2 beers and $3 mixed drinks. A nice little lounge to check out. The last night spot I went to is one that I visited during my last trip to Durban, and that was the restaurant and lounge, The Villa. Just like my last time here, I had a great time. What's crazy is that half the place is covered by a roof and half is open. So even when it started to rain, that didn't slow the party down one bit. Durban's night scene is definitely one of the best in all of Africa. So if you're looking for a city to party in, Durban should for sure be on your radar. Now, I love the outdoors and hiking. So after asking around a bit, it was recommended that I visit Paradise Valley Nature Preserve. This place was very beautiful, and it was a nice and natural escape from the busy city. Here, you'll find families having picnics, children playing, and of course, hikers going to see the waterfall, which is the main attraction. The trail to the waterfall winds through a forest filled with tall trees, colorful flowers, and sounds of birds chirping. Along the way, you'll pass small creeks that flow gently over rocks, creating a peaceful and calming atmosphere. You'll also come across many friendly South Africans, which is another thing I love about hiking. Now when you finally reach the waterfall, which took about 30 minutes or so, it's pretty cool to see. There were many people out enjoying the views, people praying, but most were just out enjoying the sounds of the water crashing down the falls, which was very relaxing. Paradise Valley is a great place to explore if you love hiking and nature. Definitely worth the visit if you enjoy the outdoors. During this visit, I also tried a few new restaurants. My favorite was the restaurant 14 on Chartwell. This restaurant had a really good ambiance as well as good customer service. Throughout the night, they have a DJ playing a bit of South African deep house, which went perfect with the vibe of this place. The restaurant was in the area of the city called Umhlanga, which is a touristy area full of restaurants, so you have a lot of options here. Another restaurant I visited was Cargo Hold Restaurant, located in the downtown area near the popular Ushaka Marine World. The unique thing about this restaurant is that it's alongside a giant fish tank, with all kinds of different aquatic animals swimming right next to you. And on top of that, the food is delicious. I also stopped by a few other restaurants like Big Fish and Tiger's Milk. And just like my last visit to Durban, all the restaurants were on point. One of the last places I visited during this long weekend was the Durban Natural Science Museum. The museum is located in a beautiful historic building and is filled with interesting exhibits. Some of the highlights were the life-size dinosaur models, as well as collections of fossils, ancient artifacts, and stuffed animals from around the world. I learned a lot about how animals and plants have adapted to survive in different environments, and also a lot about species that went extinct. Overall, the Durban Science Museum is a good stop for anybody who loves science, history, or nature. I love stuff like this, so it was right up my alley. Now, during my last visit to Durban, I booked a hotel at the Marriott Fire and Ice property, located in the beautiful area of Umhlanga, which, like I mentioned, is a very touristy area. That stay was great because they upgraded me to a really nice suite. However, during this trip, I was on a tighter budget, so I decided to rent an Airbnb apartment in the same area, which only cost me $48 per night. The apartment came equipped with a washing machine, Wi-Fi, a kitchen, air conditioning, and much more. Plus they had security at the entrance. Great value. Durban is definitely becoming one of those cities I can see myself visiting every year, as it has everything you need for an exciting and or relaxing vacation. Beaches, culture, tons of good restaurants, a good night scene, and more. After this visit, it's hard to say which one I like more between Cape Town and Durban. Let me know in the comments section if you want me to make a comparison video of the two cities. As far as visa requirements, US citizens do not need a visa when visiting South Africa on vacation for 90 days or less. Now, if you plan on visiting any of the cities I've discussed on my channel and you want to set up a consultation to help plan a trip or just want to ask detailed questions, you can email me or shoot me a DM over on Instagram. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.